Actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over sexual allegations. The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, exploitative dynamic with actor Derek Dixon.
Got the whole world, anything. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
Hey, man, I say my prayers. I'm a spiritual person. And I'm going to let God settle all this craziness and all this.
But we can't all do that, Eddie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing, man. You know, that's what I'm doing.
I mean, I would love to work with Eddie. Eddie won't return my calls, so maybe one day we'll have a conversation. But I think Eddie got to a place in his life, it's like, look, I've done it all, I've seen it all, peace out. So, I don't know, I'd love to work with Eddie.
It's happening. The male version of the Me Too movement just kicked off, and Tyler Perry might be the first big name to get dragged down. For years, there's been whispers about Tyler allegedly crossing the line with young actors on set.
The complaint, Tyler Perry has been using his power and influence to impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors who look to him for guidance and mentorship while pursuing their dreams.
But now, it ain't just rumors anymore. A bombshell lawsuit just dropped, accusing Tyler of some serious assault claims while filming one of his TV shows. And suddenly, everybody in the industry wants to act shocked, like they didn't hear the same talk flying around for years while still cashing checks and showing up to his productions. But you know who didn't play that game? Eddie Murphy. Yup. While other celebs were lining up to work with Tyler, Eddie kept his distance. And now that move looks way deeper than just a personal preference. For years, Tyler's been practically begging Eddie to collab, from private convos to big public shoutouts, but Eddie wasn't having it. No cameos, no partnerships, not even a red carpet flick together. People used to wonder if Eddie was just being petty or playing hard to get in Hollywood.
An attorney for Perry and his production company denied the allegations in a statement to Access, claiming that Dixon is, quote, an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. The statement went on to note that Perry, quote, will not be shaken down, and that his counsel is confident these fabricated claims will fail. When asked for comment, Dixon's legal team told Access that at this time they believe the complaint speaks for itself.
But now, it's looking more like Eddie saw the storm coming and wanted no part of it. As Tyler's empire starts to crack and more disturbing details spill out, Eddie's silence feels loud, like maybe he knew something we didn't. Let's break down what's really going down with this lawsuit against Tyler Perry, and why he was so desperate to get Eddie Murphy in his circle. There's way more to this than meets the eye, and the details, straight up wild. First up, this lawsuit has Hollywood in full panic mode. Derek Dixon, an actor who starred in over 80 episodes of Tyler's hit shows The Oval and Ruthless, just filed a legal bomb in LA Superior Court.
Has reminded me about not just me, because it was brutal going through it, because it lasted for years.
And it's got Perry's whole studio on the verge of collapse. We're talking about accusations of sexual misconduct, a toxic work culture, shady retaliation moves, and behavior that's being called flat-out predatory. And the price tag? A jaw-dropping $260 million. But honestly, the dollar amount ain't even the craziest part. It's the story behind the claims that's really turning heads.
I've kept one of these on me since '05. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police. There's a crime, attempted sexual assault, a felony. Literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God got me because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass. Excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success. It's like, nah, that's not what I want.
According to Derek, things allegedly started right after he got cast. Tyler supposedly laid on the charm heavy, handing out compliments, dangling big promises about producing projects, hyping up his future. But behind all that, Derek says it was just a setup. He claims Tyler used all that as bait, then flipped the energy into unwanted messages, pushing boundaries and even crossing the line into what he calls coercive assaults. And get this, Derek's saying this wasn't just one shady moment either. It was a full pattern. Dixon says this wasn't just a one-time thing. He described a disturbing pattern that allegedly went on for years, from unwanted touching on set to a shocking incident during a cast trip to the Bahamas, where he claims things went way too far and he was forcibly assaulted. The details are flat out chilling. According to him, Tyler was always crossing lines, asking personal, inappropriate questions about his private life, constantly making flirty or suggestive comments about how he looked, and just creating an environment that felt way off. Dixon also says Tyler would get jealous anytime he was seen talking to other guys on set, like he was trying to control who he connected with. And it's not just talk. Dixon brought receipts. In the lawsuit, he dropped multiple screenshots of alleged conversations with Tyler that are seriously disturbing. In one of the texts, Tyler allegedly asked, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex?" Then, in another message, he compared Dixon to a rose, saying he's so blocked that you refuse to be smelled or opened.
The statute of limitations expire. It's not about money, but I'm gonna have to take the receipts, the recordings down to the police department and let them hear this individual. I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, "I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked." I declined because, again, scenic route. I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him and we were in my apartment, he had visited my apartment to offer me a job of this fall because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else, so he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him, and I had told him over and over, and he still always tried shit. Just tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. I have always kept.
What kind of line is that? But wait, it gets even wilder. Dixon claims Tyler once asked him, "What position are you?" Then followed up by saying he's a top, and that when you have a big D and you hit the G spot on these bottoms, they go crazy. That's not just out of pocket, it's next level unprofessional. And according to Dixon, Tyler even told him straight up that he was looking for a friends with benefits setup, specifically with someone already in a relationship who'd still sneak around and hook up with him on the side. Dixon says Tyler told him straight up he didn't want the drama or emotion of a real relationship. He just wanted something physical with no strings attached. And with the power Tyler held, running the show and owning the studio, Dixon claims he used that power to manipulate everything. According to Dixon, Tyler promised to produce a pilot he had written, but only if he agreed to certain conditions. And when Dixon didn't go along with it, he says the punishment came fast. His character on the Oval was suddenly killed off without warning, and his calls started going straight to voicemail. It was like he vanished from the set overnight. The impact? Devastating. Dixon claims the whole experience wrecked his mental health. He developed PTSD, battled depression, and even started having physical issues. And walking away? It cost him big. He says he lost nearly $500,000 by cutting ties and leaving it all behind. Now, Tyler's team didn't waste time firing back. His lawyers slammed the whole thing, calling it a total scam, just a money grab meant to damage his name. But here's the real issue. This isn't the first time we've heard stories like this. Tyler's name has been floating in these kinds of rumors for years, especially when it comes to young male actors. Dixon might be the first one to take it to court, but the whispers have been there for a minute. In fact, back in 2022, actor Christian Keyes raised eyebrows when he posted a cryptic video talking about being harassed by two powerful black men in Hollywood. He never said any names. One of the powerful men Christian Keyes was pointing the finger at? Tyler Perry. Christian said it was Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy that gave him the push to finally open up, and he didn't hold back. He spoke out about how this kind of stuff happens to young men in the industry all the time, but most stay silent out of fear or pressure. Now here's where things get even more intense. Christian actually got his first big break thanks to Tyler. He appeared in Diary of a Mad Black Woman back in 2005, and from there, he kept working with Tyler on multiple projects. Medea Goes to Jail, What's Done in the Dark, and even All the Queen's Men. That long history had people talking, and once Christian dropped those cryptic hints, the internet was quick to assume Tyler was one of the powerful men he was calling out. Christian claimed the men who allegedly targeted him were relentless. They wouldn't back off, even when he made it clear he wasn't interested. He said they kept pressuring him over and over again for years, like they couldn't take no for an answer. And when people asked why he never filed charges before, Christian admitted he let the statute of limitations run out.
Would love to work with Eddie. Eddie won't return my calls, so maybe one day we'll have a conversation. But I think Eddie got to a place in his life, like, look, I've done it all, I've seen it all, peace out. So I don't know, I'd love to work with Eddie on something for sure.
You just gotta walk up on him the next time you guys are one of these Oscar parties.
No, Eddie doesn't show up anywhere. Eddie is a recluse. He shows up nowhere. If I find him, I will corner him.
But he's not done. He said he still plans to hand over all the receipts, the evidence, the recordings, everything, to the police. After Christian Keyes' video blew up online, something weird went down. He basically vanished. No more posts, no interviews, no updates. For someone who claimed he was ready to take everything to the cops, his sudden silence had people raising eyebrows real quick. So what happened? The street started buzzing with rumors that Tyler Perry might have cut Christian a fat check behind closed doors and locked him into an NDA to keep things quiet. No proof, just whispers. But now that Derek Dixon's lawsuit is shaking things up again, all those old stories and suspicions are crawling back out the shadows. And fans? They've gone full detective mode. People are combing through old clips and past interviews, bringing up actors who may have tried to warn us way back. And one name keeps popping up louder than the rest: Eddie Murphy. For years, Tyler was on a full-blown mission to get Eddie on board. He was pitching roles left and right, talking him up in public, praising his legacy, all to try and reel him into the Perry machine. But Eddie? He stayed 10 toes down and didn't budge. No meetings, no cameos, no behind-the-scenes link-ups, just straight-up distance.
Not Tyler Perry. And push the baby out.
Will come upon you right now. Keep me with his hair. God, I thank you for your blessings.
And here's the thing, Eddie's never been shy about taking on wild, out-there roles. He's rocked dresses, played outrageous characters, and pushed all kinds of boundaries on screen. So it's not like Tyler's style of storytelling scared him off. That theory doesn't add up. So what really kept Eddie away? Was it just personal preference, or did he see something coming that the rest of Hollywood chose to ignore? So get this, a source close to Eddie just dropped a little gem about why Eddie always kept his distance from Tyler, and it's not what folks expected. Word is, Eddie just never vibed with him. He felt something was off. Tyler might preach the whole Christian image in public, but according to Eddie's inner circle, his private behavior didn't exactly match that gospel life. And here's where it gets even shadier. Eddie apparently wasn't feeling Tyler's ties to those flashy prosperity preachers, especially ones like Diddy's guy, Teach. That whole scene? Eddie wasn't trying to be part of it. Now don't get it twisted, Eddie's no saint. He's had his wild moments too. If you know, you know. But over the years, he made a big shift. Focused on family, stopped showing up to those Hollywood parties, started living on his own terms. And that version of Eddie? He had zero interest in being around someone like Tyler, especially with the kind of behind-the-scenes behavior people are now accusing him of. So all those times Tyler tried to get Eddie on a project, and Eddie kept turning him down? Yeah, it wasn't about the roles. It was about avoiding the drama Tyler was knee-deep in when the cameras weren't rolling. But now I want to hear what you think. Is Derek Dixon telling the truth? Or is this just a Hollywood shakedown? And what about Eddie Murphy? Was he smart to steer clear of Tyler's world? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear all this. I'll catch you in the next one.